Well, the virus has now killed more than 100 people in China, and new cases have been confirmed around the world.
So you don't want to frighten the American public.
France and South Korea have also got evacuation plans.
But you need to prepare for and assume
strongly warning Americans to avoid all non-essential travel to China.
That this is going to be a real serious problem.
France, Australia, Canada, the US, Singapore, Cambodia, Vietnam, the list goes on.
Health officials are investigating more than 100 possible cases in the U.S.
Germany, a man has contracted the virus.
The epidemic is a demon, and we cannot let this demon hide.
Japan, where a bus driver contracted the virus.
Coronavirus has killed more than 100 people there and infected more than 4,500.
We have to prepare for the worst, always, because if you don't and the worst happens.
War Room Pandemic. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
There's 100 million people, muscular people, are out there every day taking a risk that they're going to be infected while they serve you at a store, or they bring your DoorDash food to your curbside, or they bring your oven when it blows up from Home Depot, or they're trucking all night, or they're producing food, or they're farming. And yes, they don't always have the correct mask, and maybe they don't social distance, but they're keeping the country going for whom? The Zoom and the Skype class that are in their basements telemarketing or teleworking or whatever they do and making a lot of money, and then hectoring everybody that they're politically incorrect, or they're racist, or their mask is an inch too small, or they were 1 foot closer. And Trump's got to say, you know, I'm one with these people. I want to frack because that frees us from these Middle East quagmires, and it gives your kids good wages, and it doesn't send your kid to Afghanistan or Iraq. I want to get out of the Green Deal because I want you to have a job. I don't want a bunch of elites in the Bay Area to tell you how to live your life. So it's got to be a class argument, and I think he can say, I'm one with you, and I don't have any apologies for getting sick. That's what the president's supposed to do. You're supposed to take risks, meet foreign leaders, bring individuals into the White House, crisscross the country. Yeah, even have a rally. I'm not, and you know what? When I get sick, I'm going to take risks by taking experimental drugs if I have to get back on the job. I am not going to stay in my basement and quarantine myself and isolate myself and pass judgments on others that you're not willing to take the same risk. And I think that argument's going to appeal. A lot of people are getting tired of the sort of things that you outlined tonight.
Welcome. It is 9 October, the year of our Lord 2020. It's Friday, live from our nation's capital. You're in the War Room, episode 427 now with over 16 million downloads. We're everywhere. John Fredericks Radio Network, which is the platform of the deplorables, the Real America's Voice, Dish Channel 219, and in Chicago, Comcast Channel 113, and of course, Newsmax TV now in 70 million homes. Broadcast simultaneously in Mandarin and then later in the day subtitled on G News, GTV, of course on YouTube, Skype. I guess we're done with Skype. YouTube. I'm getting too carried away now.
Hold on now.
Where's my get my thing ready for, I'm gonna have the Tim Ass my animal house for later. Okay. Everywhere. We're ubiquitous. Ubiquity.
Do you know
right?
what the date is today? You're going to get that one right.
It's not the 9th?
It is the 9th.
Okay,
no, just check it.
9 October, year of our Lord.
Skype.
Here's what I know because I got my Financial Times early this morning. I got to show this. Real America's Voice got pulling here. This is the power you have, audience. All three stories. The big story in the middle. Pivot from China. How U.S. elites turn hawkish on Beijing because of the deplorables, because of this audience. Trump boycotts virtual debate. We won't talk about that too much, but here, right here, Vatican. Yesterday we were talking about it. Finally, Financial Times picks it up. The Vatican doing the derivatives. They're stone cold broke, right? Stone cold broke because the little guy won't give them any more money. And now they're in the most risky financial instruments in the world. The pivot from China on page 15, and it's got U.S. elites. And the whole reason is it's got a bunch of happy talks. Oh, how they McMaster's, how they get. Hey, here's the thing. They got scared to death because the deplorables said, hey, CCP evil. Right? Chinese Communist Party, evil. Tomorrow, we got a landmark show tomorrow. Dr. Li Meng Yan for 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. And this is going to be a very important show, so mark your calendar down. 2 hours. We're going to do three things. She is a fact witness. She ran the lab at the Hong Kong University. She's a fact witness on exactly what happened in late December and early January, mid-January of 2020, late December 19, early January, mid-January 20. You're going to go through the facts of exactly what the CCP knew and when they knew it. Okay, number one. Number two, we're going to walk through, and Jack Maxey will be my wingman. We're going to walk through Exactly. Her amazing paper that lays out the case. It didn't come from the Wuhan market. It didn't come from the fresh market. It didn't come from a bat cave. This is man-enhanced, as she refers to it, right? Which is, as she leaves it at the end of that, it's either a gain-of-function experiment or it's from a biological weapons program. Then her late, and that was the one on Tucker. She was on a month ago, right? In fact, the same night that Darren Beatty made his premiere on Tucker. Then she came up with another paper this week, and she said, nah, upon further review, as we review this further in more detail, it actually is not a gain-of-function experiment. You know, she laid that as a possibility. It's not a gain-of-function experiment. This did not an experiment gone awry. It's actually a biological weapons program, and she walks through in excruciating detail. So we're going to do all three. Exactly what Beijing knew. In White House, you should have somebody there with the number 2 pencil taking notes. This is quite important. Got to make this case in the, what do we got, 24 and a wake-up?
24 and a wake-up.
Got to make this case. Got to make this case. Need the big red predicate, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 3rd of November. Ohio has got to be in the win column. Pennsylvania up big. Florida up big. You're in the Oval Office tweeting. Jack Dorsey's ripping them down as fast as you can tweet them. We're going to see what networks are going to cover as you're sitting at the Resolute desk claiming, guess what, victory. Okay? Task and purpose. No more. We're beyond philosophical. Steve Kornacki, MSNBC. I think Steve Kornacki's the best numbers guy they put up on TV. Very detailed, kind of a nerd, right? But into obviously a left winger. But hey, I think he puts the numbers up straight. He's said for weeks and weeks and weeks the undecideds are under 3 or 4%, and I think it's 1%. There's no undecideds. This is all about getting bought low. This is going to come down just like in 16. Take notes. Low propensity voters, okay? Low propensity voters. Right now, we're not quite certain. Are the Democrats just cannibalizing all these big numbers you see up there, right? The 6 million early votes, and then the buried lead is, what is it? Trump's, the white working class is voting at 7 times, 2.8 million. The focus has got to be on the Trump campaign Hispanic vote, got to be on black males, right, that resonate and connect with economic nationalism. Okay, let's go now to the undercard on the night of Tucker Carlson when Dr. Yan had her magnificent performance. The D block, I'm just kidding. He did a great job. Darren Beatty joins us. Revolver. Revolver's on fire, the new drudge. Right, you got Citizens Free Press. We're gonna have Frank Walter on later in the show. Cannon 212. Revolver, and another massive breaking story. Darren, walk us through this. You're saying that you are connecting, and I love connecting dots. Remember, there are no conspiracies, ladies and gentlemen. We're the non-conspiracy site. There are no conspiracies, because conspiracy theories for morons. But there's also no coincidences, right? Darren Beatty, you're breaking news on Revolver. I think there's a coincidence that people ought to focus on. Is there not, sir?
Absolutely, and I'm really glad to be here in order to explain this to your viewers. Viewers who are familiar with Revolver.news will know that we presented a quite compelling thesis that the coup against Trump is in fact a color revolution, and that it's the same color revolution professionals who have worked their craft to undermine and overthrow dictators overseas. They're using those same tools against Trump, and it's the same network. That's been established in Revolver.news through 3 major.
Why do you call it for viewers who are just coming on and seeing you for the first time? Right. Why are you what's a color revolution, and why do you call this a color revolution?
Right. Well, I'll briefly talk about that and then get to the story and maybe tie it in. So very briefly, color revolution is a regime change model favored by certain elements in our national security apparatus that is a kind of a softer approach to regime change than full-scale military intervention as we saw in Iraq. And its chief characteristics are engineered contested election scenario and massive mobilized protests, which they call peaceful protests as a term of art. And those two components have to be facilitated by a third component, which gets to the story I want to talk about today. And that third component is a complicit press and a propaganda arm to push the narratives associated with the mass protests. Now, what does that have to do with this latest story at revolver.news? Well, if you're like me, and I think many other Trump supporters and patriots around the country, we've been wondering over the series of the last few debates, what the hell is going on with these debates, from the disastrous performance by Chris Wallace to the nagging moderator interrupting Mike Pence ad infinitum to this absolutely absurd request by the Presidential Debate Commission that Trump should have a virtual debate with Biden, which of course goes in Biden's favor. What's going on? Now, people are asking about the Presidential Debate Commission. This is the commission that makes all the rules. The White House press secretary tweeted about it the other day. Let's take a look at the commission. Now, it's very interesting because the commission has to uphold the pretense of bipartisanship. But I think it's very important to emphasize that bipartisanship in the era of Trump usually means an establishment neoconservative Republican who hates Trump, whom Trump ran against, combined with an establishment Democrat. The co-chair of the Presidential Debate Commission, a guy named Frank Fahrenkopf, he's there to lend the pretense of balance. Now, I looked into him a little bit and the organizations that he's associated with. He is the co-founder, and he currently sits on the board of an organization called IRI, the International Republican Institute. Now, what is curious about this IRI? He's a Republican. Of course, he supports Trump, the Republican nominee. It's balanced, right? No. Look into this organization. The key figure associated with this organization, who was the president and chair of the board for 25 years, was none other than the president's arch nemesis, the late Senator John McCain. Now, what else is it? You know, would be one thing, it's just about McCain. What else is going on with this organization, which the chair of the debate commission sits on the board of as we speak? Who are his other board members? Maybe that gives us a sense of the character of this organization and therefore the bias, perhaps, of the man in charge of the debates. Well, among the board members is a man named David Kramer. Now, David Kramer made a name for himself, among other things, by shopping around the discredited Steele dossier, which served as the basis of the Russia collusion hoax. So you have the person who chairs the debate commission on the Republican side being the founder of this organization, IRI, that has a long-time association with John McCain and which has as a board member this man, David Kramer, who's known for shopping around the Steele dossier. Kramer, by the way, is a former John McCain aide. The president of this organization, IRI, is also, curiously enough, a John McCain aide. The IRI, this representative group of Republicans, again, the debate commissioner is the founder of this organization, sits on the board, issued an official statement as Minneapolis was being burned to the ground by Black Lives Matter and Antifa. This organization, founded by the chair of the debate commission, issued an official statement. Guess what they said? They said, it's abhorrent what happened to George Floyd. Okay, fair enough. And then they continued to say, justice must be served. These are peaceful protests, and we must put the policeman responsible for his death in jail. If you read the full passage, it's actually much worse than that. Long story short, this IRI organization issued an official statement that lent complete rhetorical support to the narratives that the Black Lives Matter groups and the Antifa groups were using as justification to burn down Minneapolis. Okay, so in the interest of time,
Darren, hang on. Can you hang for the next segment? We're going to take a quick commercial break.
We're come back. Next. The bombshell comes next.
You've got radio down now. You've got TV down. It's a cliffhanger. Darren Beatty back with the big
president.
Be back in a moment.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I guarantee you they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own.
With the Giza Dream Sheets, I'm getting the best sleep of my life. They are so soft and smooth. I never slept so good.
I fall asleep faster because I'm actually comfortable.
I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable, which is why I can give you my full 10-year warranty. But I didn't stop there. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. I guarantee you the first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now. MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors and will be the softest, most comfortable sheets you will ever own. Use the promo code and get 2 for 1 low price, plus free shipping. Giza Dreams are made with the finest, most sought-after cotton in the world. Giza cotton was once reserved for only the finest dress shirts, but is now available in Mike's Giza Dream Sheets. They feature a beautiful silky sateen weave that helps keep you cool and comfortable all night long.
With the Giza Dream Sheets, I'm getting the best rest of my life.
I love my Giza Dream Sheets. Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Use the promo code and Mike will give you a very special 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. That's right, get 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. Call or go online now.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
These are our classes, our happy hours, our dates, our birthday parties, our shopping. We're learning new things.
Nice technique with that knife.
And getting in touch with things we left behind. These are our lives now. Come be a part of it online. GoDaddy is making it possible for everyone to create a website for free. Learn more at GoDaddy.com.
Jim and Joanne are here to pick up the same prescription. They both know the system is not on their side. They both know drug costs are out of control. But one of them is taking back control with GoodRx.
Next.
So while he's paying that much, even with his insurance, she's paying this much just by using GoodRx. Use GoodRx to compare prices at pharmacies in your area and stop paying too much for your prescriptions. Download the free app today and take back control.
War Room Pandemic with Stephen K. Bannon.
The epidemic is a demon, and we cannot let this demon hide.
War Room Pandemic. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
It's either going to be your moment of glory or your moment of infamy. It is the deplorables. Once again, you're called to save your country, just like in the fall of 2016 after Hillary Clinton called you a basket of deplorables. Now it's all on your shoulders. And let's make a deal with each other. 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the 3rd of November. No tears and no whining. Okay, no tears and no whining. Let's deliver the big red predicate and tell them to suck on it. Right? Suck on that. The big red predicate. Here's what the big red predicate is. A win in the column, a win. I'm going to pick 3 random states. Ohio, a win. Because they'll be calling Ohio early, or trying to. Florida, up big, like in 16. Pennsylvania, up big. And to talk about Pennsylvania today in the second hour of the show, we got Brian Birch from Catholic Vote. We're going to have Frank Walker from Canon 212. That's the revolver.news of the traditional Catholic set. That's the new Georgia, that amazing site. Talk about the Catholic vote, which is essential to, created a word, essential to the Pennsylvania vote, and particularly Joe Biden. You know, Joe from Scranton, via Wilmington, Delaware, and the global corporatist mail drops at that easy federal court they get across the street. Then we're going to have Alexandra Priet, the comms director of the War Room, who's also Miss Pennsylvania. And was it Bill Hillman, who's a tactician, and we'll get down to the nitty-gritty. The Washington Post, we're going to get into this later, Washington Post breaking stories, Politico breaking stories. If you are a viewer of War Room Pandemic or listener, this is stuff we talked about 2 or 3 months ago. Mainstream media is now up on it. This is not a philosophical discussion anymore. This is the hard reality of power politics. And this is about delivering votes. The guys in Michigan, what you should have been doing, dudes, is knocking on doors and getting people to vote, okay? Not having, I can't say masturbatory, can I?
You did.
Why not? That's a regular word. Emancipatory fantasy, right? About trying to be big shots, trying to go out to the Wild West. Doesn't work. That's not helpful. It's not helpful. It's called redonkulous. Okay, you should have been knocking on doors, should have been working a phone bank. We need to win Michigan. Guess what? You're not helping. Okay? Got to get focused. No tears and no whining. 11 o'clock. You got your task and purpose. You got your mission. A win in Ohio, up in Florida, up in Pennsylvania. Do you think that's easy? It's not easy. Okay? Because Michael Bloomberg's flooding that zone with $100 million in cash money, as we say in the north side of Richmond. Cash money. Okay? And his is all about game day. Nancy Pelosi's running around. By the way, we got some breaking news. I was going to let Jack Maxey do it. Breaking news, Nancy Pelosi's putting together, going to have a vote on a commission for the 25th Amendment. You know why she's doing that? That's all noise. You know what the signal is? She's trying to fire up her base. They need low information voters out. This is what it's going to come down to. Low information voters, mid information voters, people who are not engaged in the political process, people that don't watch and listen to War Room Pandemic. They don't listen to Sean Hannity. They don't listen to Rush Limbaugh. They're totally disengaged from what you're engaged in. What we have to do is you have to get those people out and they have to vote. And it doesn't take one time, it takes multiple times. Campaign needs to cancel every rally and focus on 20 a day, 20 a day. I think we got a leaf blower out front. The War Room. Under assault.
There was somebody tunneling under
somebody tunneling. Somebody's getting. Dan Floyd is tunneling out. Right? The Great Escape. Okay, I'm now going to get back. We've left people hanging now. Darren Beatty's getting the hang of this. Get him one Tucker slot and 2 times on War Room. Next thing you know, he's Rush Limbaugh. Right? He's Mark Levin. He's the great one. Okay. Here's the great thing I love about you, Beatty. You're both high. This is what I love about Revolver. Everybody's got to go Revolver news. You know what I love about Revolver? It's high and low. It's both tabloid and heavy-duty intellectual. I mean, you get Being in Time. I'm getting Nietzsche's Will to Power at the same time, analysis and how folds into art in the 17th century, with the latest tabloid hits, or Roger Stone's latest missive. Right? You cover the waterfront, and I love that. That's what we need. We need high and low. So give us this color revolution. This is part 2. First off, we have to deliver the big red predicate. If there's no big red predicate at 11 o'clock at night, it's gone. You're done. Okay? You set the big red predicate, and then you force their hand to try to steal it from you, which is they're going to try to do. Right? Every legitimate vote, every certifiable ballot in this country should be counted, must be counted. Right? It has to be counted. We have to count every certifiable ballot. That's not what the left intends to do. And we're going to get into this in the stories in the Washington Post and Politico. The buried leads are all over. They got an army of lawyers. Where's Barrett? Why is Barrett not approved already?
Yeah.
By the way, Jack Maxey had it. During Jack Maxey, we had Vice TV here for 6 hours. Jack Maxey with Kamala Harris. And Jack Maxey does it as a gentleman. Doesn't call, not name calling or anything like that. And I do disagree with Darren Beatty's analysis of, was it Wade from USA Today? Susan, not Susan Wade, Susan, the moderator. Paige. I thought she did an amazing job. I thought the questions were tough. They didn't leave any wiggle room. And they were so tough, the guys never answered them. Right? That shows you a great question. When you ask a question as a moderator and they go out of their way not to answer. Those are two pros up there too, by the way. Darren Beatty, color revolution. The way they're going to try to steal this from President Trump, the coup, as you call it, so subtly. We're on tenterhooks. Give us the punchline of your story.
Right. So far previously, what I hope to have established from this story, revolver.news, it's very involved. You got to read the whole thing. But what I hope to have already established is that the co-chair representing the Republican side of the debate commission is a founder and sitting board member of this John McCain-linked organization that has other board members who shopped around the Steele dossier. It's issued an official statement essentially lending rhetorical support to the riots and so forth. And this is the organization that's meant to lend balance. That's ridiculous. So it would be enough if it were simply, oh, wow, this guy who is the Republican co-chair of the debate commission is the founder and board member of this organization that does all of these never Trump activities. But it gets even stranger. And here's where the explanatory power of the color revolution thesis comes in. Now, in science and in other fields, you can judge the power of a hypothesis by how much explanatory capability it has. And this is a perfect test case for the explanatory power of the color revolution thesis. Because not only is this organization, the International Republican Institute, founded by board member of the debate commission, not only is this a Never Trump organization, but its principal function, believe it or not, is actually to serve as a propaganda organization, propaganda NGO in support of color revolutions overseas. So it's an amazing example of this broader thesis that I've adduced through revolver.news, that the coup going against Trump is a very specific type of coup. It's a color revolution regime change framework. And if you read the full piece at revolver.news, I don't want to get into the full weeds, but if you read the full piece on revolver.news, it lays out the case very rigorously and in a very compelling fashion that the Presidential Debate Commission is not only stacked against Trump, but the Presidential Debate Commission, through its deep and essential ties with organizations like IRI, like the National Endowment for Democracy, like the Democrat counterpart National Democratic Institute, all of these organizations are the United States NGO propaganda arms for color revolution. So in a nutshell, the Presidential Debate Commission is being run by the color revolution propaganda nexus, the NGO color revolution propaganda nexus of the United States. It's the same people, the same playbook. Once again, if you look at these organizations, it's literally the propaganda NGO arm of the color revolution that's running these debates and that runs the Presidential Debate Commission.
Hey, Darren, we're up against it here in terms of time. Got about a minute left here. Just remind our audience where they can follow you and revolver.news.
Yep, please read the whole story. It'll be the biggest thing you've read all week, if not all month. I promise. If you read it and you don't agree, never go to the site again. It's revolver.news. It's the president's favorite alternative to Drudge. He's tweeted about it. We've blasted huge stories on the color revolution. This is the latest of this explosive installment series. It explains why the debate commission is so messed up, but in a broader sense, it explains this big and disturbing development in our country that broad swaths of our own nation's national security apparatus have been repurposed and redeployed to suppress and destroy and silence the energies associated with President Trump's victory.
We're up against a break here. Darren Beatty, Revolver.news. Make sure you go and read it. I got a few things to say about it. Didn't get the time in this segment. Just thought we'd let Darren rip, but I'll come back with it in the next segment here on War Room Pandemic. Vish Bora, Jack Maxey, Raheem Kassam, Stephen K. Bannon return in just a moment.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow, towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept.
I really love the towels. They're really great. They're super absorbent.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now. The new MyPillow towels are exclusively made with 100% USA combed cotton with proprietary technology and with maximum absorbency. They dry you faster and are guaranteed to work. And listen to this. Use the promo code on your screen and Mike will include a second full towel set with bath towel, hand towel, and washcloth absolutely free. That's 2 MyPillow towel sets for the price of 1 in your choice of color.
I personally guarantee they're going to be the best towels you'll ever own.
Order now.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. That's right, get 2 for 1 low price plus free shipping.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
I'm Nick Bolton, and these days...
Hey there.
Hey there. It seems everybody has a pair of tactical sunglasses.
Good morning.
Morning. But what if you already wear glasses? Then you need these flip-up Tack glasses. These new glasses fit right over your existing eyewear to give you all the benefits of our Tack glasses while you comfortably wear your regular glasses. Plus, like all Tack glasses, flip-up Tack glasses feature Bell & Howell light filtering technology that makes invisible objects suddenly become visible. There's just nothing like them on the market today. Here you go, buddy.
Thanks, Nick.
Act now to get your flip-up Tack glasses for just $19.99, and we'll even ship them to you free. But wait, order today and you can get a second pair. Just pay a separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-284-4127 or go to flipupglasses.com. That's 1-800-284-4127 or order online at flipupglasses.com.
War Room Pandemic with Stephen K. Bannon.
The epidemic is a demon, and we cannot let this demon hide.
War Room Pandemic. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
Live from the nation's capital. Remember, we're not here to entertain you. We're here to enlighten you. You're the agent of change, right? You guys have changed the world. I can tell you changed the world. I got it in the front page of the Financial Times of London today. The most important financial paper in the world talks about how the attitudes of the elites have changed towards China. You know why? You forced them. We had a forcing function, right? Called the deplorables. Changing the world one day at a time. What's your task and purpose? Repeat. Let me hear it. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Okay, Mr. Bannon. 11 o'clock at night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 3rd of November. A win in Ohio, check. Up in Florida, up in Pennsylvania. This is all we're going to focus on the next couple of weeks because we're not here to entertain you. We're here to enlighten you because you're going to lead us to victory. Once again, the working class people, middle class people, the deplorables, take the lead, the tip of the spear. I want to go to Priorities USA. We got breaking news. Sarah Carter tweeted that out, Jack, about Nancy Pelosi. Any updates on that?
No updates yet, but I have to wonder, I mean, is this in planning to remove Biden if he gets elected and also Trump if he gets elected? I think she's planning for both scenarios with this.
Well, she's definitely playing with Trump. She's got impeachment in her back pocket. She's got 25th Amendment. She's coming. But this is also why is she doing it now instead of on November 4th. She's setting the predicate. They need to rally their troops. It's mass hysteria. Broadway's just announced Broadway shut down now through next May. They've overplayed their hand once again. The mass hysteria of the media has all of them, going down into their hole. That just how I walked in here. CNBC had a guy on from the restaurant industry saying, "Hey, we got to figure out how to get the restaurant industry open," and he didn't look like any right wing political guy. He's saying we got to figure out to get the indoor dining open, or it's going to be the end of the restaurant industry as we know it.
Well, I think this is what you were talking about, the breaking news before the show. Broadway will not have any shows until June of 2021, will not sell a ticket until May of 2021. And the New York Post reports...
That's over 1 year of being shut down. They shut down I think they shut down in February, March.
$15 billion industry in New York City. And let's remember, all those people also work in the restaurants, as Vish pointed out.
It's everything. It's the multiplier of the Broadway things and the evening's entertainment. You go to a bar beforehand, you get a couple of drinks, you do dinner afterwards. The multiplier effect. Hey, and here's the other thing. For the Bernie people that watch your show, all 90,000 of those are high-paying, good union jobs, okay? It's the unions that are going to take it on the chin here. It's all going to get crushed. You can't go and hide. We're the ones that take the pandemic seriously. Now, there's a spread in the bid and ask. My Iron Man in an oak ship, Jack Maxey, just wants to bring it, go get infected, and walk around in schools and everybody mans up, right? Herd mentality, herd immunity.
To that point, there was an amazing article out of Colorado this morning, which I shared on my Twitter feed, and it's this old age home that's been in lockdown for the last 7 months. And the residents have decided to have a revolt.
They took it over.
And then the common theme is we want to see our families. We miss the hugs. We love our grandkids.
This is going to be the new. This is going to be the new thing of these old age homes. The retirement communities. The inmates are going to start taking them over and say we've had enough.
And then here's their rallying cry.
Target intervention. That Bannon.
The whole country could use this as a rallying cry. This is the Faircrest Manor resident Josie Sanchez. This is a female. She writes, "Enough is enough. Time to set us free." There's a beautiful picture of all these elderly people out there with their signs and their wheelchairs with their blankets and stuff. This is America, man. Time to open up.
Okay, let's go back to Color Revolution. You got some comments. I want to go to these articles. Washington Post. If you're a War Room follower, listener, viewer, we're going to now say the mainstream media is now coming aware of stuff you've known for the last 2 or 3 months. But now it's in the moment, right? What about Color Revolution?
Well, I wanted to get back to that story that that Darren wrote up. I mean, I was looking at the similar stuff last night when this Frank Fahrenkopf was giving his interview.
He's terrible
on Fox, and he was. I mean, I just couldn't understand how he was getting away with saying such, brazen untruths. And so this guy.
Give me a brazen untruth.
Throughout the interview,
just give me one.
The interview being the claim that they don't talk to the campaigns about details, about when the things. Of course they do.
Lie.
They always do. Listen, they may not rely on the campaigns to approve the details.
He's a never Trumper.
But
although the president canceled and not negotiate this, don't cancel first. Use that as leverage. He walked into a punch. Okay, note to self. Mr. President, Joe Biden never wants to be on another stage with you, either digitally or in real life. You know why? They believe, I'm not saying it's right, but they believe the only way they can lose this now is for him to have a senior moment in front of the nation. Okay? Jill's not there with the bib, the note cards, and the Gerbers, right? If she has to social distance, they're nervous. They're nervous. That's the only way they feel they can lose. That's where they're playing four corners offense.
And they also pointed out, I guess yesterday he was speaking before a union, and they were asking him questions, and he was having these pregnant pauses while he was listening. And it turns out his staff was like putting the answer up on the reader.
Yeah, come on. He doesn't know where he is at the time.
Back to Frank Fahrenkopf and the IRI, right, which is this group that Darren and Revolver have looked into, the International Republican Institute. Yep. There's more there. Okay. There's a lot more there. I mean, so here's the thing. Who are the other board members at the IRA? You've got Tom Cotton, You've got Mitt Romney. You have Marco Rubio, Mr. Rubio, who has been tweeting interesting things himself of late. And here's the deal, though. What was it? I think it was you I spoke to in the early days of the administration, 2016. I said, "Hey, you need to get a grip on the National Endowment for Democracy and these type of groups that have these huge budgets for doing what? The overarching thesis is what? Democracy promotion. Democracy promotion is a euphemism for color revolution, right? Those two phrases are used inextricably. And in order to have unfanged the Romney, McCain, Rubio crowd, you had to get a grasp of those. In the first 2 years that this president had the control of the House, he should have gone, hey, here are all the line items that you've been doing, whether it's Ukraine, whether it's Belarus, whatever you're doing around the world. It's over. You ain't getting this money anymore.
And these are all publicly funded, right?
Yeah, it's taxpayer funded.
Oh, wow.
Taxpayer funded. That's the power of his story. Farrakhan, bad guy, lied to us all the time in 2016. My strong recommendation to the campaign and going to this thing, why even dealing with the commission? You're Donald Trump. You're the guy. You're the president. You're Donald Trump. You're the one that drives the ratings. They're the challenger. Just do it campaign to campaign. Let's figure it out. Cut the commission out. Commission's totally corrupt. Just to announce that thing yesterday without ever giving a heads up to the President of the United States, not acceptable. Farrakhan is a bad guy, career lobbyist, total dirtbag out there. We're going to make you famous, Mr. Farrakhan. Got a lot more in store for you, but you're a complete dirtbag. Although the president kind of walked into this punch. I'm going to cancel the digital. Here's number one. If you think Joe Biden's lost on stage, wandering around, where remember, twice Wallace had to save him. Hey, we're talking about mask, right? Remember, he's wandering off looking for Jill. The other time is about the tax increases. These were not professional. Pence and Harris avoided the question like pros, right? This is a guy that you get to the fourth sentence, he doesn't remember what the second sentence is. Let him finish because he's wandering. He's drifting. You just see him drifting way out there. And they know that's why and I think in a digital environment, particularly if we can make sure they're not throwing up flashcards, I think he'd be even worse because I think in the digital, when we give these talks, we give the nations. We're going to be live. We're going to be in an event in Richmond. Where is it? Orange.
In Orange, Virginia, tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Madison at the Mill with the Virginia Young Republicans.
Make sure we'll tweet that out. You can get that. We want all the hashtag War and Pandemic or any of your buddies. We're going to try to get as many people socially distanced in there as possible. But a live event is so much more engaged than when you're just in the thing of doing these. Biden would like it'd be like a balloon cutting off, and he'd just be kind of drifting off, and it'd be like the Red Balloon movie, right? He just kind of use of art house film. No, he'd be drifting out.
If they do the town hall format, I want one of the people in the audience just to stand up and ask a question like, "Mr. Biden, can you tell us what 9 times 7 equals?"
Well, no, hang on. I don't know if I want to. No, I want to ask him, "What'd you have for breakfast yesterday?" Right? Because remember, they're very sharp. He's going to tell you about the Tyson's chickens and the pelletization of Delaware, right? The pelletization of Delaware. He can remember back. He's sharp. Corn pop. He's got the whole corn pop thing down, right? So he's got that down. But you ask him what's happened the last 2 days. Ask him what Gerber's did he get the mashed peas or the pears from Jill. Okay, now let's go to these articles. Now we've got Washington Post. We got Politico. Walk me through what they're saying. Politico's in full meltdown because the Trump army showing up on poll watching. Remember, poll watching, and hey, everybody just stands there. All you got to do is put the eyeballs on them. The big thing is they don't back the truck up with the pallet, right? We're going to have guys on from Pennsylvania. We got Alexander Priet, and we've got, Bill Hillman. Bill Hillman's going to tell you the 9 ways. He says they do it by 10. They do it by 5s and 10s. The pallets, they'll try to do that, but the way they do it is 10 a district, and here's how they're going to do it. Here's what you got to be open for. But the key thing is we need the election, you need to be in the ballot room. The certification process is where you need to be. The buried lead on the Politico story. Politico story's got Stepien. Mike Roman's name is finally out there. Justin and it's a great story. The buried lead in that story, though, ladies and gentlemen, because we're in the buried lead business. The buried lead is halfway down, 2/3 down. They talk about the 400 lawyers. The Democrats have 400 lawyers. Was on a conference call in Boston. They got New York. They've got lawyers. They've already gamed it out. They have the lawsuits ready. okay? As soon as you make a move as a poll watcher, boom, they're going to be in court, right? They're going to be rolling you up. So just understand, you're bringing a knife to a gunfight, okay? Just it's a moral equivalent. They've got lawyers. The story they had in the New York Times, they get 800 lawyers. That's the high-level bomber command, okay? That's strategically looking around as they go into all these different states and put this stuff up that's all going to be argued before the Supreme Court. They then have the tactical fighters. That's what the 400 Argos, they are focused everywhere in the country on every poll to come in and hit you with the suit. So you got to be squared away here. However, you're not going to win and lose as some poll watchers, and we need poll watchers. And you need to get out the vote. It's going to be in the room, not in the deal, right?
Well, here's some good humorous news that we just got from Alexandra. Just sent it to me. Actually, it's just breaking. They said that debate.
Alexandra's up. It's already.
Co-chair Frank Fahrenkopf says that debate moderator Steve Scully's Twitter account was hacked. So all those communications he had yesterday with Scaramucci, that was because some evil person got a hold of his Twitter account.
But give me a break.
Of course, unfortunately, they didn't realize that Scaramucci had already responded a couple times.
It's a complete total lie. Fahrenkopf lied about Mark Cuban. He lied. He tried to stop the rape victims of Bill Clinton from having their day in the sun. He's a bad guy. He's a corrupt. He's still upset with Trump because of some of the gaming stuff. He's another lobbyist. Fahrenkopf, you are completely corrupt. I said at the time we should break off the thing. You don't need the commission. Trump's the star. You think TV's going to be there if Trump does it? Come on, Trump's the star. You're the star. Star's got star power. That means star leverage, right? If Biden, I would call Biden out right now. They ought to get Rendell, Fast Eddie Rendell up in Pennsylvania, who's Biden's wingman. Rudy ought to go cut a deal with Rendell, right? Mano a mano, cut a deal, and let's have Biden and Trump, and let's do a digital one. He's not going to know where he is. It's going to be sitting there. He's just going to have a camera. Biden, 3-sentence Joe, right? You get to that 4th sentence, you don't know where this guy's going. And Chris Wallace is reeling him back in. We're talking about masks, sir. Remember that? How subtle, Chris. I love Trump's heckle. You're not your father. You're not your father. You're not your dad. Just put it in. Okay, we're going to get back to talking about the only thing is about Task and Purpose, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3rd of November. No tears, no whining.
This is not a protest. This is not in the spirit of Martin Luther King Jr. This is chaos. So when you burn down this city, you're burning down our community. You are disgracing our city. You are disgracing the life of George Floyd and every other person who has been killed in this country.
You said Black Lives Matter. I'm a part owner of this store. You said Black Lives Matter. Look what you did to my store. We've been here all night cleaning up. All night cleaning. And you got black people now right here with them. Tell me Black Lives Matter. You lied.
So time and again, I see a pattern of Black Lives Matter is not standing up for black lives or black people or black neighborhoods or the black condition at all. What they're standing up for is more white liberal money coming to them and their cronies.
Recently, we had the older woman who was crying. All the grocery stores that I shop at were breaking
because they burned them down.
Churches burned down.
I don't want to have too much hyperbole here, but it appears to me as if white Democrats don't even care. This is a photo op for white liberals.
All the white folks came down here, left the north side to come up here and help us do this stupid Baby, all them already kids out here not eating. What you want me to pick through that like I'm an animal? What the this got to do with George Floyd? And then yesterday it was murdering people. Can't even get my kids nothing to eat, man.
Does Joe Biden, does Kamala, do they really even truly care?
New Journey PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by NewJourneyPAC.org and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow. Towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept.
I really love the towels. They're really great. They're super absorbent.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now. The new MyPillow towels are exclusively made with 100% USA combed cotton with proprietary technology and with maximum absorbency. They dry you faster and are guaranteed to work. And listen to this. Use the promo code on your screen and Mike will include a second full towel set with bath towel, hand towel, and washcloth absolutely free. That's 2 MyPillow towel sets for the price of 1 in your choice of color.
I personally guarantee they're going to be the best towels you'll ever own.
Order now.
War Room Pandemic with Stephen K. Bannon.
The epidemic is a demon, and we cannot let this demon hide.
War Room Pandemic. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
I don't know that expanding the size of the Supreme Court is the best way to address legitimate concerns we have with its objectivity.
I believe that expanding the size of the Supreme Court is the answer.
I am not. I do not think expanding the Supreme Court makes sense. No.
Where does that stop? Is it a race to the bottom?
I'm not convinced that expanding the size of the Supreme Court is going to fix anything.
Roosevelt tried that in the 1930s, didn't work so well.
Are you open to expanding the size of the Supreme Court?
I am.
They'll know my opinion of court packing when the election is over. Now look, I know it's a great question, and I don't blame you for asking it. But you know, the moment I answer that question, the headline in every one of your papers will be about that. Other than focusing on what's happening now.
I wasn't convinced, Vish.
Yeah, Vish.
What do you mean?
You tried, Vish. You tried.
Right. I'm with you, Vish. I
think the answer pretty good. Hey, okay, hold it. For the audience, task and purpose. Do what we need to do at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I want to pack the court. Let's add another 10. Screw them, right?
No, I don't want to do it.
I'll do it in a second.
Bad precedent.
Hey, you get another 20 judges up there. Make them in the. But here's the way to pack them. They all got to be 31 years old. We'll have the court for 50 years, right? Pack it.
Listen, I don't want them to do the Supreme Court.
No. I'm not saying don't tell them. Don't tell them. Just pack it.
Madeline Pelt's cutting that right now.
Pack it. Is Madeline taking back over from Horowitz? Okay, breaking news. Just to make sure that you're on the cutting edge here. The Hill newspaper just coming across. Key battleground states could see delays on election night. Wow. You're going to see delays on election night. But here's what you're not going to see. If you go into a booth and pull the curtain in 3 random states, Ohio, Florida, and Pennsylvania, you're going to have the big red predicate sitting up there. The big red predicate is going to be delivered by the big orange predicate, right? The big orange fact from the Oval Office at 11 o'clock. Guess what? We won. Sorry, not sorry. What do you got to show for that? Oh, you got lawyers. You got Eric Holder. You got 9,000 lawyers suing all over the place. You've got 40 million ballots. Here's the problem, folks. Here's the problem with the mass hysteria you called Nancy and Chris Cuomo and Anderson Cooper. Here's the problem. The clock is ticking. Safe harbor's in the 8th of December. Don't think we can get there. Blow through that. You're done. You're toast. Now she's out. The other breaking news is Nancy Pelosi had a conference call. We saw the head of conference call in Alaska, Montana. She's putting her money in. She's putting once the PAC's money's in. She's listening. Her staff is listening to War and Pandemic. Why? Congressional delegations. She said we got to flip these. We just listened to War Room the other day. Bannon had it 20. It's 26, 23, 21 or 1. They now got a plan. It's 26, 19, and 5. They can flip 5 to be neutral. And the guy in Minnesota, the marijuana guy's dead, and they're not going to have that vote. They're in court right now fighting. That's not going to come till March or April, the special election. And guess what? That means Minnesota, if we win up in the Iron Range, if we win that, I think it's the one up in the Iron Range.
And
Nancy's
we're
nervous.
going to win that one. And I'll tell you what, also, this should highly motivate our audience and everybody who loves this country, because what this tells me is the Democrats are scared.
They're scared.
And if they're scared, that means we can win even bigger. And this is why we got to start focusing on these House races. If you're all going to vote, vote down the ticket. Make sure you're voting for good sheriffs.
In
good
this audience
DAs.
alone, Virginia 2 and Virginia 7 are literally the moral center of the known universe as far as House races goes. You flip those two, guess what? Virginia goes to a Republican delegation. That goes to 27, right? Puts it out of reach. It guarantees a victory in the House of Representatives. So you listen, here's the reason. Remember, the people across the aisle don't think they're not smart, don't think they're not tough, don't think they got all the money, and they've got the high ground. They got social media, they have mainstream media, they got George Soros, they got unlimited amount of cash, okay? But remember, they're running scared. Nancy Pelosi, they're not sitting on their laurels, they're not high-fiving. Remember, Hillary Clinton, those guys, they were all mocking us right now in 4 years ago. This is not 4 years ago. Every morning, they're on Morning Joe. They're mocking us. They're Robbie Mook. They're scratching their bellies. This is going to be so big. Ginsburg didn't, she's going to have another term. She's going to have another year. Then we'll pick it. We're going to get Lawrence Tribe in there. Don't need Merrick Garland. They're all high-fiving each other. Remember, this is the time, folks. They got the barge. Remember the barge? Got the barge. Got the barge with all the fireworks. This is going to be like Versailles. This is going to be like the Sun King, right? She was going to return. She's coming back in all her glory. Hey, Bill, suck on this, right? Bill Clinton, you're just hanging around. The Sun Queen has returned.
This time they're going to break through the plexiglass.
Hillary waddling in there. I spent 10 years of my life on that project, right? The Hillary, baby.
Thank the Lord somebody.
No, Hillary. No, but this time, last time it was very different, and people got to take this seriously. They're playing for keeps. They want to run the table. Let me say, Ted Cruz. And you got to start looking at what's going on. I'm going to give you signal, not noise here. There's already guys out there trying to pre-position. Ted, you got to get with the program. I don't need to read an interview on CNBC. Can we saying we could have a bigger sweep as in Watergate? No. That's not. You're not pre-positioning yourself. That's all going to get called out. Get refocused. Get back on the program. We're going to win this thing. Don't mention Watergate. Don't mention big kind of sweeps. That's all trying to say. That's all trying to sit there so you can go on TV the next day and go, hey, I was telling you back in there how this is going to be. That's not going to work for 2024. Okay, we're taking names. Ted Cruz, right?
Number 2 Pernsel.
Number 2. No, this one's in ink. And Ted, we love you, baby. You got with the program. No, you did. But stick with the program. Don't give me Watergate and things. I'm not going to look.
I agree with him. I'll tell you exactly why I agree with him. Why? Because number one, there's so much noise right now. And
the former Fox contributor.
And this, the whole establishment on the right now is tricking people into inaction. That's what's happening right now. This Politico article isn't going to force more people to join up as campaign watchers.
Why?
Because they're saying they've got enough. They're saying the Trump campaign has enough election watchers, thousands of poll watchers. Whoever decided to brief this out has done a disservice to the right.
Okay, why?
Because you're going to stop people signing up as poll watchers now. Oh, they got enough. They don't need my help. I can take the day off. That's the point. And Ted Cruz is absolutely right. You know why? Because he was talking about the stimulus. He says if we don't sign a stimulus thing, we're going to have...
I agree with that, but
Of course.
But
we all know that.
We're not going to get a stimulus signed, though. That's reality. The reality is you can't...
Then he's right.
I disagree, but we'll get back to that disagree. We'll do a lesson here. We'll have a lesson in the next segment. Catholic vote next. War and pandemic.
Stay tuned to get a free pan from Granite Stone. Stuck on eggs, burnt on batter. You can scrub and scrape, but you can't escape the nightmare of your sticky pans. Introducing the Granite Stone Pan, the all-new durable non-stick pan. No butter or oil needed. Watch, we melted down these sticky candies in Granite Stone, and it just doesn't stick. We cooked a half a dozen eggs, bacon, cheese, and tomato breakfast with no butter or oil, and it just doesn't stick. Look, caramels, chocolate, and cheese. Unreal for any other pan, but not for Granite Stone. It just doesn't stick. Granite Stone will be the last pan you'll ever need because it's pressed from a solid aluminum disc for even heat conduction, then coated 3 times with our durable Granite Stone finish. Granite Stone is metal utensil safe and won't scratch. And talk about non-stick. This salmon cooked skin side down with no added butter or oil just doesn't stick. This steak is perfectly seared just like the pros. And because Granite Stone is oven rated to 500 degrees, we bake this upside down pan pizza to perfection, and it just doesn't stick. Fire flambe delicious Cherry's Jubilee. Plus, it's PFOA free and 100% dishwasher safe. Call or go online to get your Granite Stone Pan for the special TV discount price of just $19.99. Granite Stone is so durable it comes with a 10-year warranty. And with every order, you're going to get a Granite Stone single-serve egg pan absolutely free. It's the perfect size for personalized eggs, omelets, or frittatas that slide right out. It makes the best bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich quick. Yours absolutely free. We'll even ship your entire order free. That's right, free shipping. You get it all, an incredible value. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-850-0237. That's 1-800-850-0237, or order online at buygranitestone.com. That's 1-800-850-0237. Call now.